Great.
Thanks, Robert. Hi, everyone, and welcome to Webinar Wednesday. My name is Kirsten Stephen, and I'm an Assistive Technology and Additional Support Needs teacher at Call Scotland. Delighted to be joined this afternoon by Jenny Lawrence from Liberator. Hi, Jenny.
Hiya.
Nice to have you with us today.
Thank you.
Jenny is a speech and language therapist to trade, and she is the Scottish Clinical AAC consultant at Liberator. For those of you who are not familiar with Liberator, they're an assistive technology company specialising in both hardware and software to support communication. So today, Jenny's going to be sharing experience of successful AAC implementation, what this looks like for the young person and also the team around them. Today's session, thanks to Robert, my colleague who's in the background, is being recorded, so he's just going to keep an eye on everything technical for us. The recording link will follow today's webinar by email. The archive will go up on our website, and there'll be a couple of links that we're going to share today that will go with the archive as well. Please keep your mics muted today. If you don't want to be in the recording, then just keep cameras off as well. So we're going to listen to Jenny presenting for about 20 minutes, and then there'll be an opportunity to ask any questions that you have. But if you think of anything during the presentation, please pop them in the chat pane and I'll pick them up at the end. And without further ado, I'll hand over to Jenny. Thanks, Jenny.
Thank you. Thanks very much. So there we go. So yeah, thanks so much for joining today for this webinar. As Kirsten just mentioned then, I'm Jenny and I'm a clinical AAC consultant at Liberator. So today I'm going to give an example of a full day of literacy activities using AAC. And to do this, we're going to follow a teacher that I'm going to call Sarah and one of her students who I'm going to call Lucas. And I'm going to show you how you can incorporate evidence-based strategies with tools that we have available at Liberator. So both on our devices and within our vocabularies that can help students like Lucas be exposed to literacy. So for our first activity of the day, we're going to do a shared reading session using the book Brown Bear, What Do You See? Which I'm sure you all know. So in this session, Lucas is going to use LAMP Words for Life to participate. Before the session, Sarah's identified some key vocabulary like bear, see, and brown within LAMP Words for Life. And as Sarah reads the story, she can model the vocabulary on a separate device. She can use a manual callboard, or she could use her smartboard and our chat software, which can display the vocabulary on to the smartboard. And research suggests that a good balance for modelling is a 4:1 ratio of core to fringe vocabulary. And this combination helps Lucas engage with the story, but while practicing that essential everyday language at the same time. And Sarah uses aided language modelling, where she points to symbols on Lucas's device as she reads. And this kind of direct instruction during that shared book reading can help to introduce new vocabulary. And research by York et al. Shows that shared reading is one of the best ways to teach new words, including academic vocabulary. So this strategy helps Lucas learn both core and academic vocabulary, which are critical for building literacy skills. And Sarah's also enabled the button message pop-up feature on Lucas's device, so that when Lucas selects, for example, the word bear, that a larger version of the word appears on the screen. So this is a tool that's based on research on transition to literacy. So when it's turned on and a button is pressed, then a box pops up with just the written word. And the research has shown that this can support sight word reading. So here's just a quick video that you can show you this in action so that you can see that just the written word is made salient.
Just checking, is there meant to be sound?
Oh, I did that last time, didn't I?
Okay.
Share sound. Thank you. Let me play that again for you.
Round. Beer. Sea.
Was that better?
Perfect.
Great, thank you. So she also considered the benefits of having just the written word on the buttons to support his literacy development. So a study by Holyfield has shown that children who only had the written word on the buttons learn at a similar level to those who have picture symbols and text. So this suggests that for some people, having just the written word can effectively support the development of literacy skills. And the benefit of this is that the study also found that using the written word only helped children generalize learned words to new contexts. So for example, children were able to take words that they'd learnt and use them in an unfamiliar AAC app. So this implies that potentially that can promote flexible language across different settings. So let's have another look at just how we turn that feature on. So at the moment, we've got the symbols and the text displaying. And then we can choose to deselect show button images. And then we've just got the text. So after the shared reading session, Sarah moves on to a focused literacy session. And in this session, she's going to use Goldilocks and the Three Bears. So to make sure Lucas can participate more easily, she's going to customize the LAMP Words for Life vocabulary using Vocabulary Builder. So this is going to make it easier for Lucas to find the relevant words, but while also keeping that motor plan consistent. And it also makes it easier for Sarah to model during the activity. With Vocabulary Builder, Sarah can choose which words are available for Lucas during the activity. So she mixes in some relevant fringe words from the story, like hot and cold and just right, but also including some essential core words like want and go. And so this mix of that core and fringe helps Lucas connect with the story, but also giving him language that he can use in everyday situations as well. So Sarah makes sure that Lucas's vocabulary not only matches what's happening in the plot, but also includes words that he can use flexibly. And that makes the lesson more meaningful, but it also helps support learning both in the classroom and in real life. And here is a video which demonstrates how we can turn on Vocabulary Builder and what it looks like once it's enabled. So we've just got that relevant vocabulary.
My chair.
But you can see that the buttons stay the same size and they stay in the same place. Before lunch, Sarah sets up a writing task for her students. So today, Lucas is going to use LAMP Words for Life to build a sentence about his favourite hobby. And Sarah's identified some sentence starters within the vocabulary, like I like and I am on his device. And this is going to make it easier for Lucas to get started and organise his thoughts into full sentences. So Lucas is going to select I love from the sentence starters. And then he's going to add football. So this kind of scaffolding helps construct some meaningful sentences, but more efficiently. And then once Lucas completes his sentence, then Sarah is going to show him how to use some multitasking features within iOS to copy and paste into another app, such as Google Docs or Notes, or any kind of app that you have on your device. And he can begin to build some longer narratives. So this multitasking, sorry.
Football.
Yeah, this multitasking can help Lucas take that next steps in constructing a story. And in the afternoon, Sarah focuses on some phonics practice. So Lucas can work on letter sound matching using the phonics page in Lamp Words for Life. So when he selects the S sound on his device, the device plays the S sound. And you can find the phonics page in the spelling keyboard. So by making this and incorporating the device into a regular part of his routine, then that's going to help Lucas strengthen his decoding skills, which obviously is essential when learning to read. And using the phonics page to produce the sound, so using his device to produce those sounds, gives him the chance to practice that letter sound correspondence, but without needing to produce those sounds himself. So this approach aligns with research by York, and they say that it's really important that we adapt our instruction and our assessment so that speech production isn't required. So by using the device to generate the sounds, Lucas can still fully take part in the phonics practice, but in a way that suits his communication. And as the day comes to an end, Sarah gives her students another short writing assignment. So this time, Lucas uses Lamp Words for Life to write a sentence about his day. So he starts with I see from his core vocabulary and then adds dog and school. And to extend the learning, Lucas and Sarah can use either our chat editor software capture tool. So I'm going to show you how this works in this next video. She might use iOS multitasking features, which we saw earlier, or even external or internal computer controls available within the device to create a story about his day using his AAC device to create the words. And then we can copy the story into Word or a book creator program. So this reinforces his literacy skills, but it also allows Lucas to create something personal and engaging that can be shared and read again. And creating those tailored resources has been shown in research by DOAC to improve motivation and engagement. So let's have a little look at how the capture tool in our chat software works. So once
I see dog school
So as you could see in that video, once we've turned the capture tool on within the software, anything we type in using the buttons will appear in that pop-up box, but with the symbols and also including the pathway. And then we can just easily copy and paste that into whatever program works the best. And we're going to include a link in the chat for this, along with some other resources as well. So throughout today's session, we've explored how AAC tools can support literacy development in really practical, evidence-based ways. So we combined core and fringe vocabulary and adapting instruction for AAC users. So the focus has been on creating flexible, inclusive learning environments. And if you'd like any more information on any of the resources, the tools, or the research covered today, then please get in touch. We're happy to offer free loans of our devices so you can try them out in your own setting. And our Liberator app partner program gives professionals free access to our AAC apps for assessment. So you can scan the QR code on this slide to leave your details, and I'll follow up with more information. So thank you so much for joining, and I look forward to hearing from you.
Thanks, Jenny.
Thank you, short and sweet.
I tell you, the brown bear just took me back so much. I had one particular learner that was just an absolute favourite with. So it took me back to a nice place.
Oh, I'm glad.
So if anyone's got any questions, please pop them into the chat. I've got a couple of questions actually that I wanted to ask. So you obviously had a Scottish voice playing there.
Yes.
Can you add, is it possible to personalize that, to have like add their own voice if possible, or a familiar voice, as an alternative? Is that?
So we've got access to a cappella voices, which now have those Scottish Glenball voices, and we've got the Almagu voices as well, which have quite a range of. I think they've got Highlands voice in there now. And then to personalize it, we do have the voice keeper. So that comes free with our devices. So you can use the AI voice banking there. So you can use like a sibling or a friend or anyone who is willing to do it. It's really easy, just on an app. So you just download the app to your mobile phone and then record. I think it's like around about 200 to 500 sentences, creates like a really nice voice. So also with the voice keeper now, they've got a kids section as well. So if it was a sibling, it makes it a lot easier. It's like reading a little story with it. So that's definitely worth checking out. And that comes free with our devices, which is quite nice.
Oh, that's really nice. Okay, next one I've got. So if anyone else has got anything, please pop them into the chat. I wondered, how did the text automatically go from the app to notes?
Oh yeah, so that was using multitasking on the iOS. So that was on the Lamp Words for Life app on iOS, but you can also do that with our Touch Chat app as well. I should have actually got a demonstration. So you can just put it in multitasking mode. So it does a split screen or a slide over.
Nice.
So that you can have two apps showing at the same time, or have an app just like sliding over if you swipe from the side of the screen. And then you can just literally copy and paste. So within our Touch Chat apps, we've got those copy and paste buttons in there. So that saves like, the pressing and holding, which can sometimes be a bit tricky to sort of get to grips with that. But if the adult's doing it, then nice and easy, you just press and hold on the speech display bar. It presses copy, and then you press into the other app, press and hold, and then press paste.
Nice. I love the idea of the book creator as well, because that's one that we talk about regularly with lots of learners that we go out to see. So that's a really nice a nice like combination.
Easy way to do it, especially on iOS, because you've got all those really nice apps on there that are easy for everyone to use, aren't they? Just really intuitive on Apple devices, aren't they? So really handy. And to know that it's evidence-based is great. Yeah.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I think it's a really nice way then. I always think Book Creator is great because, you can share it with the QR code or a link, so that at home can see what's what's being created, and it can be revisited in a class as well as a story reading or shared experience again. So that's nice. Well, I don't think anyone's got any questions for you, Jenny, but if you have, we'll just give them another minute.
Yeah.
Maybe answered everything as you went. We're gonna as I said in the introduction, there's a couple of resources that Jenny wants to share. I'm just going to pop them into the chat just now.
And if anyone is interested in getting the AAC apps as well, just get in touch. So they're free for any professionals that are going to use them for assessments, and they come with free training.
Right, so these links and resources that I'm popping into the chat now, we're going to share those again for those who catch up later. They'll be on the archive, so they will be there, they will be available. So don't worry if you've not managed to join us live today, because I know we had a significant number that were registered for this that haven't managed to join us today. So we're getting to that point in the year. It's hard.
And you can just have it in your back pocket, can't you, to like when you've got a spare 15 minutes or so to just catch up.
That's it. That's the beauty of it being recorded as well.
Okay. Thank you.
I know it's getting dark as well. Let's go.
I know I was going to say,
Not
it's
my,
like school
not,
pickup time, isn't it?
not my favourite time of, yeah, not my favourite time of year. Nice colours on the trees, but that's it. Okay, well, thanks very much for joining us this afternoon, everyone. Jenny, thanks very much for giving up your time today. It's been really great. Thanks, Karen. Oh, and Karen.